Hey, what's up? It's your girl, Neek, and you're tuned in to Neek at Night. And tonight we're going to be talking about this whole Nicki Minaj, Meek Mill, and her husband, Kenneth Petty fiasco. They got into it, and I did a breakdown on the situation. I talked about, the incident. I talked about what was said to be the reason why. And I talked about the person who had seen them both together in the store and how he had took photos with them and what he had to say. Make sure to check out my original video because I'm not going to go over everything that I've already said in the previous video, but I'm just going to update the story as much as I can. Before I do that, let me play a snippet of what I reported yesterday, and then we'll go from there.
Right there comes you and I. 50 people outside. You don't know 100 people outside. I'm talking. That's on my phone. That's on my phone.
Okay, so that was a piece of the altercation that was leaked to TMZ. As you can hear, Nicki Minaj saying that somebody can get shot. I don't know if she was talking to Meek Mill, telling Meek Mill that he can get shot, or somebody in his entourage, because the guy Retch later said that they were going to do something to Kenneth, but I'll get into that a little bit later. So Nicki Minaj is telling somebody they can get shot, and, Kenneth Petty and Meek Mill are going back and forth, calling each other a pussy, and, Meek Mill was telling him, he can't talk to him one-on-one. He can't talk to him one-on-one that he's a boss, all this. And then Petty was saying, he was a pussy. Well, according to the Shade Room, they said that they have a source that kind of broke down what happened. And according to them, Meek Mill approached them first. But I don't know how that works out if Meek Mill is heard on video saying, like, you can't talk to me one-on-one. So that kind of doesn't add up. But I'm still going to read what they wrote down. It says, apparently Meek was shopping at Mayfield with about 10 of his boys when Nicki Minaj and Kenneth Petty walked into the same store. Nicki and Kenneth came in alone. Our source tells us that Meek approached Kenneth to try to squash the beef going on between them, but Kenneth was not on that type of timing at all. Our source, who was a witness to the confrontation, tells us that Kenneth wanted Meek to keep the same energy he's always had and asked Meek to step outside to handle things one-on-one. Well, the situation escalated and Meek's boys started getting involved, and then they all went outside. So, according to them, they're saying that, Meek Mill walked up, he wanted to squash it, and then according to Kenneth, he was like, nah, keep the same energy. But, when they were going blow for blow, Meek Mill was saying, I'm a boss. You can't talk to me one-on-one. And then Kenneth was saying, because you're a pussy. So I don't know. But the guy, Retch, who was there also, this is what he tweeted about it. He said, niggas start beefing in the store. I told Meek security on the side, like, ayo, if you won't, I'll air this ish out. Okay, so that's a piece of the video that I did yesterday. And when I did my video yesterday, I used the information that I had at the time. Anytime I conduct a video, I use my logical thinking skills. I use the information that is out to give you guys what is out. And if there is ever an update, I'll give you an update. But per my own mind, my own brain, when I seen what they said about what happened and I listened to what was said on the audio of the incident, it did not match up. And that's why I said, they're saying that Meek Mill walked up to him, but that does not make sense to the actual footage from the incident where he says, I'm a boss, you can't talk to me one-on-one. That doesn't make sense, period. If the narrative was as they reported it was on the Shade Room and on TMZ, my logical thinking brain says that the responses would have been different. If Meek walked up to him and tried to make the peace and everything like that, I think that the responses would have been, don't be coming up to me trying to squash nothing, da 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 da. I listened again, and they were reporting that Kenneth said, keep the same energy, but I didn't hear him say that in the actual video. Plus, if Meek Mill is going to talk to him and going up to him trying to approach him, why would Meek then say, you can't talk to me one-on-one if Meek Mill is the one trying to talk to him? That just didn't make sense. Now, when I made my actual video, I made it a point to point out how it didn't match up, but I was going to share the information given anyways. But however, if there's new information that supports what I already thought didn't match up anyways, I'm going to share it with you guys. So after my video was posted, I believe Lovely T then posted up a video on her channel. And on her channel, she had an inside source reach out to her. And the inside source reached out to her and they told her basically what happened because the friend was actually there. What they said happened sounds more accurate to the footage and the audio that is released. Now, a lot of people want to dick ride Nicki, or a lot of people want to claim that there is a hate train. I simply am going off of logical thinking. If you listen to the audio, that does not match the narrative that is painted as far as what the Shade Room and what TMZ said. It's common sense, but common sense ain't common. Neither is comprehension when people only want to comprehend what is in favor of the person that they like or whatever. I go into my critical thinking skills, my logical thinking skills, and it just didn't add up or make sense. Anyways, so let me share the new information that is out based on the receipts that Lovely T got from anonymous source. And this anonymous source is said to be friends with the person who worked there and the person who sent in the TMZ video to TMZ in the first place. So they wrote her to try to give her the correct story since the incorrect story was being painted. And this is what they wrote Lovely T and said. Let me give you the scoop. So Meek was there first with his crew. They were shopping. Kenneth and Nicki pulled up. The store people tell Nicki Meek is in the store also. That's when Nicki starts saying there's 50 people outside. We are good. Then Kenneth says, nah, there's 100 people outside.
Right back up to you and I. There's 50 people outside. We ain't good. There's 100 people outside. I'm talking.
To me, using my brain, that just makes sense. If they're saying that they walked in the store, Meek is already in the store. I mean, these people know what's going on. These people know the drama and the gossip. If they already know that it's tension, like, oh, dang, this is her ex in here. Your ex is already, Meek is already in here. That makes sense for her to be like, I don't give a fuck. Like, it's 50 people outside. We good. Like, that makes sense to me. The whole, it don't make sense. Like, oh, he walked up to her and then the responses did not make sense to the narrative that TMZ and the Shade Room were painting. The source that Lovely T has, I'm sorry, it makes more logical sense. Like, if somebody came up to me and told me my ex was in the store, like, bitch, I don't give a fuck, and so what? Like, what that mean? Because that's kind of insinuating that you scared that he there. And Nicki, I don't feel like she's scared, and I don't feel like Kenny is scared, so I feel like, they got their boys, okay, and so what? Nigga, we got 50 people. What's up? Like, so?
There's 50 people outside. We ain't good. There's 100 people outside. I'm talking.
It just totally fits in. I don't know how credible the source is, but I mean, it just makes sense to my brain or whatever, and it just is what it is. People will try to spin Lovely T's angle as far as her having bias to Cardi B because she's friends with Cardi B. I don't care about a bias. I don't care about a friendship. I don't care about anything like that. I care about what makes logical sense. If y'all been on my page, y'all know I'm not Team Nicki and I'm not Team Cardi. I'm Team what makes sense and what's the truth. I give credit when it's due. I give Nicki her credit when it's due, and I give Cardi her credit when it's due. And when they do fuck shit, I say, hey, this is how I see it. Or if it's a vantage point where, people are all the way biased on both sides, I look at it straight down the middle on what makes logical sense. People was mad at me when, you know, I was more leaning on the Nicki side when the whole fight with Cardi happened. And people have been mad at me when I gave Cardi credit in other instances, like when she was talking about the whole Tekashi 6ix9ine situation. And I agreed with her. I give them their credit. And I also draw the line down the middle and give my opinion based on what I see. I'm not Team Nicki nor Team Cardi. And y'all know that those of you who watch my channel know that that's not the case. I call it how I see it, period. But anyways, that's neither here nor there. Let me finish reading what she says. What she says makes sense to the audio. If you listen to the audio, what she says makes sense. If you listen to the story that the Shade Room and TMZ says, and then you match it with the audio, that does not make sense, period. No matter how you want to slice it, dice it, and cut it up, period. So here is the rest of what she said. So then Kenneth starts talking more crazy, saying, no N-word finna come speak to you. That's when Meek says, ain't no one talking to her no more. And Kenneth says, let's have a one-on-one. And Meek says, ain't no one talking to me one-on-one. Now, turn off your bias from either side and use your critical thinking skills. If Meek Mill walked up to them on a peace treaty, I do not think that the response would be, you can't talk to me one-on-one. And Kenneth Petty's response is, yeah, that's because you pussy. I think the responses would have been, you know, like, don't come up to me. Don't be trying to, you know, be on no peace treaty shit. Don't be trying to, you know, come, like, keep the same energy. The TMZ and them said that, you know, the whole thing was he wanted him to keep the same energy. I feel like something along those lines of those words would have been said somewhere. Okay, so this person continued to write Lovely T and tell her the info that they had on the situation. Before everything was leaked to the blogs that there was an actual altercation, there was this guy named Retch who had a picture with Nicki and also had a picture with Meek at the same store, the same day, the same time, and that's where a lot of speculation came in. Well, Retch, he had came forward and did a live, and he had gave his accounts of what happened. Lovely T had posted a piece in her video, but before her video came out, I already had that video and I shared some of it, but I think a part of it I did not have. So I'll share the full thing that he said, and then we'll go on with the rest of the update.
You know what I'm saying? We chopping it up. Everything was all love. You feel me? Boom. I see the nigga Nicki Minaj boyfriend, but I'm blind as hell. Everybody know that about me. And I seen Nicki, but I'm blind as hell. I wasn't even paying attention. You feel me? So then the whole commotion done started, you know what I'm saying, after me and my boy was just chopping it up, you feel me? So, nigga, it's me, Nicki knew nigga talk a crazy nigga like he wanna fight, but you already know, you know, Meek had the goons with him.
Okay, so that's the piece that T shared in her video. I have a different part of what he said that I posted in my video, but on that part, what he's saying was, they came in there trying to fight, and Meek Mill wasn't bothered because he already had his niggas in there anyways. But it still makes sense to what the actual audio is. It just makes sense. Like, it just makes more sense to the story. I feel like they would have been calling him all kind of pussies. Like, he said, like, oh, I can't talk to you you can't talk to me one-on-one. And then he's like, yeah, you a pussy. I feel like I just think that the responses was, nigga, don't try to come up to me on some, you know, on some cool shit. Don't be trying to, I feel like those would have been the responses, period. Now, let me show his part of the story that I shared in my video. Here it goes. He said that he was going to shoot Nicki Minaj's man. Now, when the exchange happened, I don't know if Nicki Minaj was talking to him or if she was talking to Meek Mill, but she said, you know, don't be walking up on them slow or else they will get shot. And then he's saying that they would have shot Kenny. So here's that live.
I'm gonna shoot Nicki Minaj's boyfriend off the rip. we was gonna shoot him. We was gonna shoot him in cold blood. We was gonna kill him right in the store. You feel me? But, you know what I mean? Shit defused. You feel me? But, so Meek and them slid. I'm still at the counter purchasing my purchase. You feel me?
Translation for the people in the back who don't understand what he said. Basically, he's saying Meek Mill and them left. The situation diffused. He was still in the store and he was purchasing his purchase. And then what he says next is somebody comes up on him trying to run down on him. Basically, like somebody come up to him cursing him out.
You feel me? But, you know what I mean? Shit defused. You feel me? But, so Meek and them slid. I'm still at the counter purchasing my purchase. You feel me? So a bitch run down on me talking crazy, my nigga. I'm blind as hell at first. I'm like, what the fuck? So I'm talking crazy back. I'm like, bitch, fuck up. Nigga, it's Nicki Minaj. So I'm like, oh, shit.
I don't care how blind you are. Anybody knows Nicki Minaj's voice. She has a very distinctive voice. Just like there's just certain people who have a very distinctive voice. That's Nicki. Like, it doesn't matter how blind you are. You know who was talking to you.
So a bitch run down on me talking crazy, my nigga. I'm blind as hell at first. I'm like, what the fuck? So I'm talking crazy back. I'm like, bitch, fuck up. Nigga, it's Nicki Minaj. So I'm like, oh, shit. Alright. So then her man come in to be like, yo, it ain't about now, you feel me? Because I start talking gangster time. I'm like, yo, nigga, I'll blitz this whole shit, nigga. I'll air this shit out, nigga. I don't give a fuck, nigga, if we in Beverly Hills, nigga. I'll shoot this shit up, nigga. I need to stop playing with me, nigga. You feel me? So then, you know, shit got defused, you feel me? Whatever and whatnot, they realized I wasn't even with Meek, you know. You feel me? So then Nicki felt bad. So I'm like, yo, listen, babe, listen. Just, you know, it's all good, you feel me? Introduce myself, you know what I mean? Like, yo, listen, it's all.
Translation again. So basically what he's saying is, you know, he was acting tough when Meek was there and he was telling Meek's team that he would have, you know, shot them and he'll air it out. Then he goes to the counter and, you know, Nicki Minaj start cursing him out. And then he, you know, downplays it like, oh, no, I'm not with them. And then he flops. Basically, that's what he's saying. He flip-flops and he tells her, you know, some, and then that's where the picture came in where he says that at first they were beefing and then they were cool. So basically when Meek was there, he was kind of acting tough, like, you know, I'll be down and I'll air this out. But then when he was alone and they were not there anymore and Kenneth and Nicki Minaj pressed him, then he kind of backtracked and was like, oh, no, I'm not with them. So for him to be like, you know, then they realized I wasn't even with Meek. No, you told them that you were not with Meek. And then that's kind of how that happened.
So then, you know, shit got defused, you feel me? Whatever and whatnot, they realized I wasn't even with Meek, you know? You feel me? So then Nicki felt bad. So I'm like, yo, listen, babe, listen. Just, you know, it's all good, you feel me? Introduce myself, you know what I mean? Like, yo, listen, it's all.
Okay, so that's his explanation of events. What he's basically saying is they came in, they was acting tough, and Meek Mill wasn't bothered because he had his people. And when Meek Mill left, they pressed him, and then he kind of, you know, backpedaled, and then he got in her good graces and they took a photo. Now, in summary, I could add more. You know, I think Lovely T had more receipts on Kenneth's friend posting stuff and, you know, them throwing shots back to Meek and all kind of crap like that. In my previous video, I showed you guys and I shared with you guys the song that Meek Mill had made prior to this. So I think after him and Nicki Minaj had broke up, that Meek Mill had released a snippet of a song. I don't think that he actually released it, but he had posted a snippet of a song. And so the song was kind of throwing shade at Kenneth, and it was saying basically, you know, you're a bum. I don't know why you with him, like why you even with him type of thing. I'm going to play that snippet that I already played, and then I'm going to give you my summary of the whole situation. Okay, so that's the snippet of the song that Meek Mill, he was basically saying, you know, how you know this nigga, he a weirdo, he a bum. I had your ish last week, made you, you know, we fuck 12 rounds. He don't bust like that. He don't do like that. Blah, 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 blah. So now let me give you my summary. When I made my video and they had just released the snippet of the altercation, like there was the whole situation with the pictures that happened the day before and people made commentary based on that. But when the actual audio and the actual footage was released immediately before bloggers made content on it, and it just was kind of like, you know, on the Shade Room blogs, Baller Alert, and those types of blogs, people blamed Nicki. They called her miserable. They called her bitter. They called her this and this and that. Now, once YouTubers and other people started to give their opinion and shape it a way in which it was in favor of Nicki, then you had more people divided on, you know, it's Nicki's fault, Meek Mill's fault. And then, you know, people were arguing back and forth, bickering back and forth. And they're even doing that on my last video. When I gave my opinion, it was not even much of an opinion. It just was me gathering what was out there, what I thought, like, hey, you know, that kind of don't make sense that the Shade Room is saying this, but this is what they have out there. And I didn't really want to say, you know, who I felt at fault. I just shared who at the time of my video, who they said was at fault. And then I shared, you know, what the people who were involved said, and then I left it up to y'all. But let me give my summary or my opinion officially on the matter. I feel like both of them could be held accountable in the situation. Meek Mill has thrown shots at Kenneth. Nicki Minaj has thrown shots at Meek. She has made songs where she made throw shots at him. So people can't just say, oh, it's all Meek, it's all Meek, it's all Meek. No, it's both. They both have done things where they both throw shade at each other.
Meek still be in my DMs. I be having a struggle. I used to crazy talk with this. Hold on. Meek still be in my DMs. I be having a struggle. I mean, oh God. You know, I could tell you niggas with what I want. Cause being a bitter bitch is what I don't.
Okay, so as you can see, it's both. They both have thrown shots. She made songs, she thrown shots, she's done concerts, she's thrown shots. He's also thrown shots back at her. They both have went at each other. So all of this, oh, it's this person, it is both. She even admitted that, you know, he came to her on some apologetic stuff, and he wanted to apologize and nip it into the bud. And so as long as he was kosher and cordial about it, she was kosher and cordial about it too. So if you guys want to paint these narratives, paint them accurately, please.
Any room for you and Meek to ever get back together? I was just curious. There's room? You're not sure?
Nas told me that he thinks that Meek is still in love with me. I did not have no words for Meek. You know, since he came home, he's apologized to me. He's really tried to like be the bigger person, and to like, you know, he's come out and said, yo, I know I didn't really do right, and I know, like, you know, you stood by me and you were good to me, and you know. So because of that, I was able to breathe and really try to forgive and move on, because I'm a forgiving person as long as a person comes at me right. Mm-hmm. But if they continue with their bullshit, I'm not just gonna kiss your ass and like double back. I'm not gonna do that. Mm-hmm. But if you take that step with me, I'll meet you halfway.
Okay, so although she's admittedly said that Meek Mill has been the bigger person at times, and that's probably where, you know, Shade Room and other people shape their narrative, because he has been turning a new leaf and seems to be trying to be more on the positive side, that still does not add up to the audio. The audio says what the audio says in the actual incident, and that's just what it is. Now, let me get back to finishing my summary on what I think about it all. Because like I said before in my previous video, I wasn't even trying to go there. I just was sharing what was out and what, you know, people were saying. And then that was that and that. But let me, since there's so much delusion on both sides, let me give my opinion in its totality since I'm doing a follow-up. So we've established that both Nicki and Meek Mill have both thrown shots. Now, when it comes to Kenneth, a lot of people felt like, he shouldn't be acting like that. He shouldn't be doing this. He shouldn't be doing that. He shouldn't be doing this and doing that. Let me just basically say this. If you throw shots at somebody and you make shots at them, if they see you in public, then they can act on what was said either way. Meek Mill can react on what Nicki Minaj has said, and Kenneth can act on what he has said about him. Period. That's how it goes. Now, when you come into different tax brackets, you would think that, how you react would be a little bit different because of the brands that you both have. But if you have a street nigga and a street nigga and you come to one another, it is what it is. What can happen can happen. I am a person who I'd rather be on the truth of the matter. Now, I don't care who reacts to how. I just care about how the story is painted accurately. Now, what the audio suggested as to what they said verbally out of their own mouth, it more accurately portrays what actually happened if you listen. People want to leave accountability out of either which side because they like the person or not. I hold people accountable to what their role is in it, and that's what I will continue to do. Basically what I got from it is Meek Mill was in the store and the people told Nicki that he was already in the store, and they felt like, I don't give a fuck, which she got a right to, because that's how I would feel too. If somebody tells me that my ex was in a goddamn store, I don't give a fuck, and so what? I'm still coming in here shopping, and so what? Now, as far as how extra I am at that response, it just depends on what mood I'm in. My I don't give a fuck could be like, okay, and or my I don't give a fuck could be extra like Nicki's was in being loud and yelling. It just depends on how I feel at the time. So I gathered that that's what happened. Meek was in the store. They was told that, he was already there. She said, I don't give a fuck. We got 50 niggas outside. And Kenneth said, we got 100 niggas outside, blah, blah, blah. Then it went from there. Meek Mill said, you can't talk to me one-on-one. And Kenneth called him a pussy for that. And then it just escalated from there and was a shouting match. That don't mean that, Nicki was in the wrong for her response. And that don't mean that Meek Mill was in the wrong for his response. Now, does Nicki have the power to diffuse the situation and not amp it up? Yes, she does. Her husband has a record. So I understand when people say it don't make sense for her to be rah-rah and him to always be rah-rah, because at the end of the day, he's currently, from my last understanding of his situation, he's currently on parole or probation or something. So he is being monitored. The actions that he does can violate his parole, his probation, or whatever the case. Him being on live, carrying guns and trying to prove that he's tough and he's gangster, and then him, acting the way he's acting. I understand why people feel like, maybe he shouldn't act that way. But hey, if he want to act that way and he want to risk his freedom and she don't mind and she feels like that makes him, tougher and that makes her feel protected and that's what works for them, then that's what works on them. Because at the end of the day, if he go to jail, he the one got to suffer from the consequences. And if he go to jail, she the one that's going to have a pen pal. That's on them. That don't make it wrong or right or however. That just means it is what it is. Is it the wisest thing to do? Probably not. But if that's what they want to do, he want him to keep the same energy. He feel like, nigga, you said this. And when I see you, it's on site. Then he got a right to feel like that. And he got a right to not give a damn about the consequences. It just is what it is. But I understand why people say what they say. At the end of the day, Nicki Minaj is his wife, and a husband is supposed to be a protector of their wife. Now, the role of being a protector, some people have a little bit better tact with it. Some people have a don't start none, won't be none. So like, as long as you cool, I'm cool. And some people feel like they just off the wall all the time and always got to flex. It just depends on the person, and it just is what it is. And if Meek Mill feels like he want to protect his image and he wants to protect his career by telling him, nigga, I'm a boss and you can't talk to me one-on-one. hey, that's what you have security for, and that's what you have people in place for when you reach a certain tax bracket. So how each person decides to handle the situation is according to them. That's on them. Nicki Minaj already admitted via the interview that I've already shown you that he already came to her after they had their spats back and forth and wanted to be the bigger person. So at that point, if he feels like, nigga, bye, like I've already apologized or whatever, and you're not talking to me one-on-one, nigga, I'm a boss. That's just what it is. It's just what it is. Not saying one person is right over the other, but if you feel like, you know, you don't accept my apology, then you got a right to not accept it, and you got a right to still be rah-rah. And Meek Mill has a right to be like, nigga, I got people in place to handle that. In this situation, I feel like both parties are well within their rights, period. Because just because a person apologizes to you don't mean that you got to accept it. It don't. It just don't work like that. Like Nicki could have accepted the apology, but that don't mean Kenneth had to accept the apology or he feels the same because his issue is different with him. So that's just that on that. Neither party is innocent, and both hold accountability in the situation. But with that being said, that's all for this video. If you fuck with the truth and you fuck with the real, then you already hit that subscribe button. But if you are a dick rider and you idolize people on a godlike level and you look at people like they are not human just like you, then you're probably already keyboard banging and talking a bunch of shit in the comment section, and YouTube is probably already sending you to spam anyways. I don't even be having to block half of y'all because YouTube be seeing it and sending y'all to spam on their own. So you're probably already keyboard banging and being sent to spam. So you know, it is what it is. You fuck with real, you already know, you hit the subscribe button. If you don't, then I mean, it's not even that. If you don't fuck with my channel, then hey, you just don't hit the subscribe button. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? All of the little threats that the barbs be putting on my channel, it just be really comical and hilarious. Like one person talking about, if you don't unpin that post in my last video about the situation, I pinned the comment that the girl said with the breakdown of Courtney Lovely T video. Somebody's like, if you don't unpin this post, I'm unsubscribing. And to that, unsubscribe, because my opinion or my channel is not going to be ran on what makes you feel comfortable. It's ran on what makes sense and what I deem as the truth. Another barb says that they're gonna send the barb goons to my page and get it shut down. I'm still gonna run and report the same exact way. You ain't scaring nothing. You ain't moving nothing. And you're probably already sent to spam. So the delusional people, I'm not encouraging you to subscribe because, I mean, you're going to watch regardless. But, you know, the people that actually fuck with my channel, like I said, hit that subscribe button, turn on your post notifications, turn on the notification bell so you're notified on the next video. And that's that on that. On that note, I shall go. I got other things to report, you know, other videos to piss y'all off, okay? Because y'all seem to think that I'm unsubscribing. I cared about you know, I care about who fuck with me, but if I cared about just having people who on my channel just because I say things that they like and they only fuck with me because I go with public opinion, because I go with the majority, then we would be at a different place in YouTube, period. Those channels, they get way further because they know and they play on what the majority likes and it propels them. That gets you further, period. But I'm not doing that. So I'm going to rock with the people that just naturally, organically fuck with me, okay? But the people that don't, I'm not scared to lose you. Bye. Oh, wait. I'm not officially gone. I wanted to say this also. Idol worship is very sad. I mean, for you guys to not put yourself on these pedestals that you put these celebrities on, it's very sad. Nicki Minaj is a beautiful woman, but she shits, piss, and has a period just like you. She has ups and downs just like you. She has a higher tax bracket than you. However, She's a human being just like you. So to fight battles for a person who is human just like you and doesn't even know that you exist, doesn't even know that you're living, breathing, doesn't even pick up the phone to have conversations with you on your high points in life or your low points in life, it's kind of sad. Now, it's okay to like somebody and it's okay to feel like their music connects to you or speaks to you, but to always be trying to fight somebody else's battle when they have accountability and just completely being delusional based on that and idolizing them, that's pathetic. It really is. So let's be better. Let's do better. Let's hold people accountable to the role that they play in it regardless. And let's like who we like, but let's be real as well. Okay. With that being said, I'm officially gone. The keyboard gangsta barbs, they probably already, done aligned and assembled and went to work. But, like I said, you ain't gonna move, change, or, change a damn thing over here. So I don't even know why you try, because you're not. But anyways, yeah. So yeah, that's just that on that. Just don't be doing idol worship. The level of pedestal that you put these other people on, these celebrities, put yourself on that celebrity. Love yourself as much as you are obsessing over somebody else. And like I said, it's okay to like somebody, but when the people have idol worship and putting them on godlike pedestals, put yourself up there on that pedestal, because you are worthy as well. Like, that'd be the only thing. Like, y'all be putting people above yourself and over you, and it just, I don't know. But yeah, let me go for real. I'm out. Peace.